Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Unleashed. I'm Tom. Today, I will talk about a very helpful book in easy English. I will use simple words and sentences. The book is Willpower, Rediscovering the Greatest Human Strength. The author is Roy Baumeister. But don't worry, you don't need to read the whole book. I will give you the best and easiest ideas right here. Before we start, let me explain willpower in simple words. Willpower means the power inside you that helps you do the right thing, even when it is difficult. It is the inner strength that helps you keep going, stay focused, and not give up. In this episode, you will learn what willpower is, why it gets tired, and how you can make it stronger, especially for learning English. You will understand why some days English feels light and simple, and why other days it feels heavy. Why you stop, why you start again, why you feel you have failed, and how you can grow. So take a deep breath and let's begin with Chapter 1. Okay, my friends, let's slow down for a moment. Imagine this scene. It is early morning, your alarm rings, the sound is a bit annoying, your room is warm, your bed feels soft, you don't want to move, you feel sleepy, and you want 5 more minutes, maybe 10 more minutes, maybe just a little more. But then, something inside you speaks. A small voice, a quiet voice, a voice that says, "It is time. Get up. You can do this. Let's start." You open your eyes, you sit on the edge of the bed, you stretch your arms, you stand up, you wash your face, and your day begins. This tiny moment, this short moment, this little decision is willpower. Willpower is not big. Willpower is not loud. Willpower is not dramatic. It is simple. Willpower is the strength inside you that helps you choose the good action, even when you don't feel like it, even when you are tired, even when life feels heavy. So the author says something very beautiful. Willpower is like a muscle, a real muscle, like your legs, like your arms, like your back. When you use the muscle, it becomes stronger. When you use it too much, it becomes tired. This is a very important idea in the book, and it is also very important for language learning. Let me explain that. Think about studying English. Sometimes you feel excited. Sometimes you feel motivated. Sometimes you say, "Yes, I want to learn more." These are easy moments. But many times, learning English is not easy. You feel tired after work. You feel stressed after a long day. Your family wants your attention. Your phone keeps ringing. Instagram is calling your name. You want to relax, not study. Here is where willpower enters the room. Willpower is what helps you say, "No, I will study for 10 minutes. No, I will listen to English Unleashed. No, I will read this page. No, I will finish my English practice today. You don't need 1 hour. You don't need 2 hours. You just need the decision. Now, many people think some people are naturally strong. Some people have magic discipline. Some people have special motivation. But the author says, no, this is not true. Willpower is not magic. Willpower is not a gift. Willpower is not something special people get at birth. Everyone has willpower. You have it. Even if you don't feel it. Even if you feel weak. Even if you feel tired. You can train your willpower the same way you train your muscles. Step by step, day by day, little by little. You don't start by lifting 100 kilos. You start with 2 kilos. And after many days, you become stronger. It is the same with English. You start with 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 15 minutes. Your willpower grows slowly, but it grows. Now, willpower helps you in many parts of your life. It helps you study English. It helps you keep a diet. It helps you save money. It helps you stay calm. It helps you stop bad habits. It helps you start good habits. And it helps you say yes to your future and no to your comfort zone. Now, let's look at real examples connected to English learning. You want to watch TikTok, but you open your English podcast instead. That is willpower. You want to speak your native language at home, but you try one small English sentence. That is willpower. You want to quit because English feels difficult today, but you say, I will finish one paragraph. That is willpower. You want to sleep instead of practicing your shadowing sentences, but you do 3 sentences anyway. That is willpower. You see, willpower is not fancy. It is simple. It is quiet. It is inside you. But here is something interesting and very important. Your willpower is limited. It can get tired. It can get low. It can get empty. The author calls this willpower depletion. Depletion means your willpower becomes weak because you used it too many times. Think about a phone battery. You start the day at 100%. Then you use apps, you scroll, you watch videos, you send messages. And your battery slowly goes down. It depletes. Your willpower is the same. Let's imagine your day again. You wake up early. You prepare your clothes. You answer emails. You cook breakfast. You say, be patient when someone is rude. You go to work. You focus on your tasks. You solve problems. You try not to check your phone. You come home tired. You help your family. You try not to eat junk food. You try not to shout at the driver in traffic. You look at your English book. Now your brain says, okay, I can't. I am tired. I have no energy left. This feeling is not weakness. This feeling is not a personality problem. This feeling is willpower depletion. Your willpower battery is low. It happens to everyone, even smart people, even successful people, even hardworking people. Okay, now let's talk about English learning and willpower depletion. Have you ever asked yourself, why is English easy some days and hard other days? Why do I learn fast one day and slow the next? Why do I feel lazy sometimes? Why do I start strong and then lose power? Many times it is not about your English. It is about your willpower. Your brain used a lot of willpower earlier in the day, and now you do not have much left. This is why learning English in the morning is easier for many people. Your willpower battery is full. Your mind is fresh. You have energy to choose the right thing. But at night, after a long day, even a small task feels heavy. This is why some people can study for 2 hours on Saturday, but only 10 minutes on Wednesday. It is not about intelligence, it is about willpower energy. So, what is the lesson of Chapter 1? The lesson is simple, my friends. Willpower is real. Willpower becomes tired. Willpower can be trained, and willpower is deeply connected to your English journey. If you train your willpower, you train your English. If your willpower grows, your English grows. If you control your willpower, your life becomes easier. Your willpower is your inner friend, the friend inside you. It wants to help you. It wants you to grow. It wants you to succeed. And this book will show you how. Okay, my friends, let's go deeper now. In this chapter, the author talks about something very important. Willpower uses energy, real energy, just like your body, just like your muscles. This idea can change the way you think about yourself, about your actions, and about your English learning. Think about your phone. When the battery is full, everything is fast. You can open apps quickly, you can watch videos, you can take pictures. The phone feels powerful. But when the battery is very low, the phone starts to become slow. The screen becomes darker. Some apps may stop working. You cannot do what you want. Your willpower is exactly the same. When your willpower energy is full, you can study, you can focus, you can stay calm, and you can make good choices. When your willpower energy is low, you make mistakes, you feel angry, you quit easily, and you feel confused. The author explains that every time you control yourself, you use a small part of your energy. This is called self-control. Self-control means controlling your actions, your thoughts, or your feelings. Every time you use self-control, you spend a little of your willpower energy. A little here, a little there, and slowly your energy becomes low. Now, you might ask, why does willpower need energy? The author explains that the brain needs a special kind of fuel. He says that the brain uses glucose. Glucose is a simple sugar in your blood. It is the main fuel your brain uses to think, decide, and control your behavior. If your glucose level goes down, your ability to control yourself goes down too. This is a very big idea in the book. Your mind is not separate from your body. Your willpower is not separate from your physical energy. If you eat well, sleep well, and drink water, your willpower becomes stronger. If you are hungry, tired, stressed, or dehydrated, your willpower becomes weak. This is why people make bad decisions when they are hungry or tired. It is not because they are bad people. It is because their energy is low. Now, let's look at real examples, especially in English learning. Imagine this. You come home after a long day. You are hungry. You are tired. Your mind feels heavy. You say, I must study English. But your body says, please, not now. This moment is not about laziness. It is not about weakness. It is about energy. Your brain has low fuel. Your willpower has low power. Your self-control is tired. This is why many people study English better in the morning. Not because they are morning people, but because their willpower energy is fresh. Okay, my friends, this idea is very powerful for your English learning. Here are a few things it teaches us. If you study English when your energy is high, you learn faster. You remember more. You feel more confident. If you study English when your energy is low, you feel frustrated. You feel slow. You feel emotional. Your energy is not always the same. Some hours are better for your brain, and some hours are worse. This is why you must learn to listen to your energy, listen to your body, listen to your mind. The author says, to learn well, you must choose the right moment. The moment when your willpower energy is strong. Now, the author gives many surprising examples. He explains that judges in a court make better decisions in the morning. Why? Because their energy is full. After hours and hours of thinking, their decisions become less fair and less correct. Not because they want to be unfair, but because their willpower energy drops. This is a huge lesson. Even highly trained judges with years of experience lose self-control when their energy goes down. So, of course, a normal student, a normal worker, a normal parent, a normal English learner will also lose self-control when tired. This idea can give you peace. You can stop blaming yourself. You can start understanding yourself. All right, let's make everything very simple. If you want to improve your English, you should also improve your willpower energy. How? Eat something small before you study. A fruit, a healthy snack, a cup of tea, a bit of dark chocolate. Drink water. Your brain needs water to think clearly. Take a short walk before your English lesson. Movement increases your body's energy. Sleep well. Sleep is the biggest secret weapon of willpower. And most importantly, choose the time of day when you feel the strongest. Morning, late afternoon, evening, you decide. Find your power hour, your golden time, your high energy moment, and protect that time for English. This is how you grow. Now, the big message of Chapter 2 is clear. Willpower is not only about mental strength. Willpower is also about physical energy. When your body is strong, your mind is strong. When your body is tired, your willpower becomes weak. So, if you want stronger self control in English learning, if you want to study more consistently, if you want to feel more focused, take care of your energy. Eat well, sleep well, drink water, rest your mind, move your body. Your willpower will thank you. Your English will thank you. Your future self will thank you. Chapter 3: Why Making Choices Makes You Tired. In this chapter, the author explores an idea that many people feel every day, but they cannot explain it. The idea is called decision fatigue, a special kind of mental exhaustion. Exhaustion means a deep and heavy tiredness that comes from using your mind too much. Decision tiredness happens when you make so many choices that your brain becomes overloaded. Overloaded means your brain is carrying more information than it can handle comfortably. Now, let's build this slowly so you can really feel it. When you wake up in the morning, your brain is usually clear. You feel fresh. You can decide quickly. Your mental energy is full. But as the day continues, your mind must make choice after choice after choice. Some choices are small, like what socks to wear. Some choices feel unimportant, like what to have for lunch. Some choices carry emotional weight, like how to reply to a difficult message. Every decision, even the tiny ones, uses a little bit of your mental power. And slowly, this mental power becomes weaker. This is decision fatigue or tiredness. Now, let's look at a normal day and see how many choices you actually make. Should I get up or stay in bed a bit longer? Should I reply to this message now or later? Should I eat breakfast at home or buy something outside? Should I wear something formal or casual? Should I speak politely or express my feelings? Should I focus on my tasks or check social media? Should I take a break or push myself to continue? These decisions feel small, but they slowly drain your willpower reservoir. A reservoir is a place where something is stored, like a large container of water, but in this case, it is your mental strength. By the afternoon, your reservoir becomes low. Your container becomes low. By the evening, it might be almost empty. This is why people often feel more emotional, impatient, or unfocused at night. It is not because they suddenly became different people. It is because their mental fuel is running out. Now, let's connect this idea deeply to your English journey. Many learners do not understand why they cannot study in the morning. They say things like, I want to study, but I can't focus. I open my book, but nothing enters my brain. I listen to Tom, but my mind goes blank. Let me explain something important. It is not your English that is weak. It is not your intelligence that is low. It is not your motivation that goes away. It is simply decision tiredness, decision fatigue. Your mind has used too much energy on daily choices. Your willpower reservoir is empty. Your mental clarity is low. Studying the language requires active thinking, attention, and emotional control. These abilities become weaker when your brain is tired from too many choices. This is why many people study more effectively in the morning. And this is why some people prefer studying right after work before doing anything else. It is not about being lazy. It is about protecting your limited mental energy. Now, the author gives a surprising idea. Having more choices does not always make life easier. Sometimes more choices create more stress. This is the paradox. And paradox means something that seems true and false at the same time. Modern life gives us too many options, too many foods to choose from, too many videos to watch, too many messages to answer, too many study resources, too many English apps, books, courses, podcasts, and videos. This can make your mind confused and tired. For example, you want to learn English today, but you don't know whether to listen to a podcast, watch a YouTube video, do grammar exercises, read a book, practice shadowing, or learn vocabulary. You spend 10 minutes just choosing your method, and suddenly you feel tired before even starting. This is decision fatigue again. Here is the beautiful part. The author tells us that we can reduce decision fatigue by simplifying our lives. Simplify means making something less complicated. And here are some ideas related to English learning. Decide your English study time once and keep it the same way every day. Decide your English method once and use it for 30 days. Decide your breakfast for the week and you don't think every morning. Prepare your clothes the night before so you don't use morning willpower on small choices. Use one playlist for your English listening so you don't search for new material every time. When you reduce small choices, you save your mental energy for the big, important things, like learning English and improving your life. The lesson of this chapter is powerful. Every decision uses energy. Too many decisions make you tired. Weak choices reduce your willpower. Low willpower makes English learning harder. But if you simplify your life, if you create routines, if you reduce unnecessary decisions, your mind becomes free, your energy becomes higher, your willpower becomes stronger, and your English learning becomes easier. It becomes smoother and more enjoyable. Your brain loves clarity. Your willpower loves simplicity. And your English loves consistency. Okay, the next chapter is very human. It speaks to every one of us. It explains why we sometimes lose control, make bad decisions, stop a good plan, or break a promise to ourselves. And the most important message in this chapter is this: failing is normal. Failing does not mean you are weak. Failing means your willpower is tired. Now, let's explore this slowly with Tear. Sometimes we think, I should be stronger. I should never lose control. I should study every day. I should never feel lazy. But the truth is this: nobody can control themselves all the time. Even smart people fail. Even successful people fail. Even teachers, doctors, judges, and leaders fail. Why? Because their willpower becomes tired, just like yours. Self-control is not a magic personality gift. It is a limited energy, and sometimes that energy runs out. When your willpower energy is low, you are more likely to eat too much, spend too much, skip studying, feel angry, say something you regret, watch YouTube for hours, break your diet, break your plan, break your routine. These actions do not happen because you are bad. They happen because your willpower energy is empty. The author says something very interesting. Most people fail more in the evening than in the morning. Why? Because at night, your willpower is tired from the whole day. Think about this. In the morning, you make many good choices. You control your emotions. You make decisions at work. You stay polite. You use mental energy. You say no many times. You push yourself to continue. By the evening, your brain is tired. Your emotions are louder. Your self-control is weaker. This is why people spend more money at night, fight with family at night, and skip English study at night. It is not because you suddenly changed. It is because your willpower is exhausted. Now, the book also says that many people feel guilty after failing. Guilty means feeling bad because you think you did something wrong. For example, you want to study English, but you watch videos instead. Later, you feel bad. You say, "Why did I waste time? What is wrong with me?" Or you promise yourself not to eat junk food, but then you eat it. And you say, "I have no discipline." Or you say, "Tonight I will read an English book," but you fall asleep. And you say, "I can't do anything right." This shame makes you feel even weaker. Shame steals your energy. Shame lowers your motivation. And here's the trap. When you feel ashamed, you often fail again. You eat more. You skip more days. You become more emotional. You avoid studying. You avoid your goals. The shame makes everything worse. So, the big message of this chapter is this. Failure happens because willpower is limited, not because you are weak. When you fall, don't feel guilty. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel broken. Stand up slowly. Start again gently. Try again tomorrow. Try again next week or next month. You only fail permanently when you stop trying. And you, my friends, you are clearly someone who continues. Okay, and that brings us to the end of today's episode. Remember, your willpower is real. Your willpower becomes tired. Your willpower can grow. And with stronger willpower, your English learning becomes easier and more joyful. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to study for hours every day. You only need small daily actions. A little reading, a little listening, a little shadowing, a little kindness to yourself. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of English Unleashed. I'm Tom, and I'm happy that your English is growing. Your future is opening. You are getting stronger each day. I am so proud of you. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.